great day to you wherever it is you are watching us at this time of the day. It's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning, and we are here once again, the beautiful, outstanding ladies with disabilities on Bold TV. Here we discuss issues as it affects and concerns us as women and girls with a disability, all geared towards an inclusive and a sustainable society. Welcome one, welcome all to Bold TV today. And I wouldn't be doing this alone. I've got my ladies in the building, and together we shall be discussing women with disability participation in elections and electioneering processes. I've got amazing ladies, my co-host, and we've also got guest appearances. And of course, today we have a sign language interpreter who has, volunteered as service for us on Bold TV today. And we hope to see her so many, 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 many other days to come. You get to meet her very shortly, and the rest of the crew. Bold TV once again brought to you by Bold Heart Initiative. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for your support. If you would like to contribute one way or the other to the program to ensure that we have a steady programming each week on Facebook, on YouTube, you can do that by reaching out to any of the hosts on the program, Afyong, Osaki, Freki, Abiose, or myself. I am Oluwatomisin Adeyefa, and I'm your co-host. I'm your anchor for today. I'm a visually impaired person, and I'm based in Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State. I'm a broadcast journalist, a sound engineer, a gender and disability rights advocate. I'm also a sexuality and reproductive health campaigner, and also the convener of Access TV. Thank you very much for joining us on the program today. So I'll give my guest appearances the privilege to first introduce yourselves to us. Tell us your name, what you do, where you are currently based, and your kind of disability, if you've got any.
Thank you so much. My name is Faith Tilafen Yasa. I'm sure you've not heard that one before. I'm Faith Tilafen Yasa. I based in Makurdi, the capital of Benue State. A physically challenged lady. I'm an amputee. I'm a hand amputee, and I State Secretary for Joint National Association of Persons with Disabilities, and at the same time, I'm the founder of Strength in Disabilities Initiative. It's an NGO that fights for the rights of people with disabilities in Benue and in Africa at large. So, and I'm also an aspirant, a candidate for a political party. I'm running for a political office.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Temitope Deborah Abiodun. My name, once again, is Temitope Deborah Abiodun. I am a sign language interpreter. I stay in Lagos and work in Lagos State Office for Disability Affairs. So I'm happy to be here for the meeting. Thank you.
Hello, good morning, everyone, especially to our online audience. It's good to be here this morning. My name is Afyong Item. I am a medical lab scientist, work in a teaching hospital. I'm based in Uyo. I use a wheelchair from spinal cord injury, and I'm a member of Bold Hearts Network. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, my ladies. I'm Osaki Teresa George. I reside in Port Harcourt, River State. I work with Fair Care Foundation, member of Bold Hearts Network, Bold Hearts Initiative. I'm a polio survivor, and also I mentor and coach women with disability. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies, for joining once again, still Bold TV. And today, our topic is in line with recent happenings around the country. So Nigeria is at that time where people are beginning to look forward to some kind of transformation in our governance. I mean, a lot of states, a state like Osho State just held its um, gubernatorial election, its governorship election, and now we are seeing so many trends come up, and this is all in focus of the 2023 general elections. And our topic today, women with disabilities participation in elections and electioneering process, is to ensure that we as WWD in tune with the reality of our community, is to say that, yeah, Nigeria was officially a democratic nation in 1999 when we first elected our president, that's former President Olusegun Obasanjo. He was there for 2 terms, and later we had a couple of other presidents, and then the incumbent right now, that's President Muhammadu Buhari. In 2023, President Muhammadu Buhari wouldn't be going to the polls, but we've been having candidates, we've been having people come up, so many political statements, so many plans by the electoral body, that's the Independent National Electoral Commission, to ensure that the election is free, fair, and credible. However, in all of this, where is the place for persons with disabilities, especially women with disabilities? And that is just our focus for today. And my ladies, I would like to
I'm not hearing again.
I think Thomason is frozen. I think her network is a bit giving her issues, so she's frozen in the meantime. Okay. I'll start with you, Faith, since you are a guest, and today, since we are talking about a topic that is right up your alley and is something that you are, really involved in. So what I'd like to ask you is that so far, what are some of the, activities you have either spearheaded or been involved in with regards to, the elections coming up in 2023? What are some of the activities you have as a candidate? What are some of the activities that you have, kickstarted, some of the things you're doing to prepare for the elections?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes. Before you come up in any election, first of all, you pass through a process. You identify maybe a platform, a political party you want to come up with, and maybe the position you also want to come up in. So you go out, present your manifestos. That's like a pre-election stage. Present your manifestos among other candidate aspirants. And when you are qualified, you are called upon to come and register with the political parties. And only those who are duly registered that can be allowed to vote, after which you will proceed to, let's say, the primary stage, where aspirants seek to contest for elections, and primaries are being held, screenings and primaries are being held. So the parties now decide to choose one person from each position. Let's say the president from the party, the governor, the House of Reps, House of Assembly, Senate. They pick one person from each position to represent to go and compete in the general election. And all of these processes already, I am done with them. I picked and I applied, contest with an African Action Congress. I got a nomination form. I go into the field, I contested, and I went to primaries and I passed through screenings, and I'm good now. So now I'm a candidate of African Action Congress representing Makudi South State Constituency come 2023 elections. So far, just at the stage we are doing. Meanwhile, we are on ground mobilizing. Campaign have not started officially. We are mobilizing and putting down our strategies and also raising funds to see how, as soon as the primary campaign started, we'll start our campaigns and see how we can get the position come 2020.
Wow, that's really commendable. I can't imagine, the way you're saying it, it sounds very easy, but I know it's not as easy as it sounds. I can imagine what it's like, going through that process. And then, but I think congratulations are in order that you went through the process and you are now, a candidate representing your constituency. And I'm sure that I want to believe that you have a lot to offer. And one other thing I'd like to ask, concerning the process, as a person, since this forum addresses issues of disability and especially issues pertaining to women with disabilities, what are some of the challenges you have faced, through all the processes you've mentioned? What are some of the challenges you faced as a woman and as a woman with disability?
Okay, I face challenges like in 3 different areas. First of all, my age range, that I'm too young, and secondly, as a woman, and thirdly, as a woman with disability. Okay, so when I made my intention known to the people, they were like, no, you can't do it. In fact, in the history of this state, women with disability entirely have not occupied such offices. So your case will not be an exceptional case, So, and coupled with the fact that you are just 28 years, people will even allow you to smell that office. And then you are also a woman. Just go and trace history. When you are coming up, these are what people were taking me, telling me, I'm quoting them now. Go and trace history. You will not see this happen. So how do you think you will make a possible change? It will not happen. So just go and sit down. And so I didn't sit down. I went into the field. I picked a nomination. It was not easy. The nomination form and the whole lot of it. You will hear political parties telling us that, okay, right? This one is free, this one is free. But of course, when you go, there are some stipends you need to pay, of which, consider the fact that as a young lady, as a woman, and as a woman with disability, you don't even have the money to go into the field with those organs. But by the grace of God, I believe so much that no one can stop an idea whose time is due. And that is one of the key words that have said me so strong that I say, I am not going to give up. And I go into the field. I went through the primaries. When the INEC people were there, they told them that this is the person contest for Makodi South. They were looking for me. As in whether it was not me, they were pointing hand or somebody else. But by the grace of God, like I say, no one can stop an idea which time is due. So those were the challenges I think. Yeah.
I when you say those things, I can just imagine. We can laugh about it now, but I'm sure somebody, any other person with a less courageous person would have given up and like, I beg, I don't tire. What is it?
All right. Thank you very much, Afyong, for holding it down. Back to the conversation, women with disabilities and participation in elections and electioneering process. So I would like to ask my ladies, these electioneering processes we are talking about, let's identify them so that our viewers at home are aware that, okay, when you do this and this, you're actually participating in an electioneering process. So I would start with Osaki. Give us 1 or 2 of those things involved in elections that you know.
All right, thank you, Tommy C. One of the very one I know that happens in election is you get your PVs as much as you can. Try and register and make sure you get that PVC pass that can make you at least eligible for a start. Thank you.
All right, getting your PVC, okay, let's say getting your voter's card, but in this part of the world, we say PVC. So you registering as a voter when you turn 18 is an election process. Registration to be a voter is what Osaki has mentioned right there. Afyong, what do you have to say?
Okay, apart from getting, for those who already have PVCs, ensure that your PVC is still valid. Ensure that if you need to, probably you've relocated, changed locations, or maybe you lost it. Just ensure that your PVC is available and it's valid for you to participate, so that for those who have done pre-registration online, and have not gotten the card itself, it's essential that whatever documentation you did while registering, make sure that you keep it intact so that you can use it to get the card, the PVC itself. And when the time comes, you can go out and vote. And then another thing you can do, part of the electioneering process, is to educate others. Educate others. There are many people who may not see the need to, get involved, who may not see the need. I personally, ever since I turned 18, this is the first time I've actually gone out to, actively get involved. And that was I registered for my PVC. This is the first time. I've never owned a voter's card. And but this time I decided, no, I can't sit on the fence and, hope things will change. I have to be part of the process. So apart from getting your PVC, I think educating others is important so that they realize, that their voice actually matters.
All right, thank you very much for that one. Faith, give us one or two electioneering processes that we as women with disabilities can be a part of.
Personally, I might be talking in the perspective of a candidate. Because there are actually processes I pass through. And so, first of all, if like a woman with disability want to come out for an election, you first identify a political party that you want to take an office. And so through that, they may take you through some different processes like screening, maybe presenting some manifestos, okay? And then when you are done, your manifestos now convinces the people to either go into the screening and vote you. And getting into the screening is like the primary stage, which you go in and then you pass through screening, the primaries are done, the audience who you were able to convince vote for you over other candidates to go in there and represent them. So there are so many of them, the nomination processes, and so many of them. So, and then the general election. Also, we have the one they call the one that you go out to orient people during campaigns. You go out to talk to people, please come out and vote, come out and vote, come out and vote, come out and vote. Sitting in the house will not solve anything. And don't say that because you vote, your vote won't count. You convince them, give them reasons why they come out. They call it campaign. You go out on the street, on your leg, radio stations to campaign. So all of these are electioneering processes. Campaigning, nomination, primary elections, and awareness creation, and all of them are all electioneering processes.
Okay, thank you very much, Faith, for that one. Let me also add that as a woman with disability, you have the right to stand by your vote. So when you're done voting, you can also stand by it and say, oh, I want to see it count in my own ward. I want to see them count my vote. If you have the ability, if you have the capability, and you think it is safe enough for you to stay back, you can also stay back to ensure that your vote counts. Also, another aspect of electioneering process I would like us to talk about, or I would want to talk about, would be choosing right. I mean, choosing a candidate that you believe in. That is, if you are not running for political office yourself, of course, you have to vote for yourself. You might also want to, be informed, get information about each participant, each person running for offices, go online, read about them on social media, have conversations around you and make an informed decision. That way, you are not just participating in elections, but you are also defining our future, which of course includes you and I, regardless of our disability. Thank you, ladies, for that explanation right there. So moving on, why do we need, as women with disabilities, can't we just stay at home and say, oh, I have a disability, I don't need to participate in this thing, especially here in Nigeria, where we talk about election being a dirty game. And we say it's not for the faint-hearted. As a matter of fact, some people all believe that it's just men that should be in politics. So or should participate in elections and the electioneering process. And so when you have women, let alone women with disabilities, can't we just, sit back, relax, and enjoy while other people make the decisions for us? So Faith, give us one reason why we as women with disabilities need to participate in these things.
When some people are talking, you hear them say, why do you have Minister of Women Affairs? You have Minister of Women Affairs because over the years you have been cheating them. So you want to use the ministry like a way of romancing these women to feel like they are included. Why don't you have the Minister of Men Affairs, right? If you know that Minister of Women Affairs is good, go create a Minister of Women Affairs. What I'm trying to say in essence is that when most issues, people are being cheated over the years, women are being cheated in various ways. And then among the women themselves, there are also peculiar women like women with disabilities, who sometimes, even the women who are chosen to go and represent, don't represent the interests of women with disabilities. And over the years, we have had series of problems that if really we are on the table that decisions are being made, we're on the table that policies are being made, we will make a very huge difference. But we've not been there. And then some people will be like, okay, why don't we stay at home? Why don't we stay at home? Because we feel the trait, the discrimination, the stigma against persons with disability is already so huge that some people cannot withstand it. And so it's not as if they know that going into the elections are a problem. Our political parties in Nigeria have corrupt the heart of the people that anytime they hear election, the first thing that comes to people's mind is money. So when people see that women with disabilities say, oh, I don't even have money to go into politics, so if I go, what will I now give people to be able to vote me? People's mindset are towards buying votes. And so when they hear it, it becomes so difficult. So it comes to a point women with disabilities will be like, oh no, not just women with disabilities. Some women still say, no, we don't have money. Our father's brother was not a politician that stole money and stored somewhere. Where can we get money to go into politics? Like I said, because they have corrupt mind of the people, feeling that anytime you hear elections or politics, you hear it's money. So that's why women with disability over the time have become so relaxed. It's not as if they don't have issues challenging them. We have. Because when you look at the laws they are making, it's not making any provision for women with disability. When you see, they say, don't worry, the Ministry of Women Affairs are covering up. They are there for you. They are not for us. I told them in one program we attended, I said, no, you can't say Women Affairs are representing us. Go to that Women Affairs. So if you can say any desk officer like woman with disability represented in that place. So they are not representing us. And that is why we must stand our ground this time around to encourage every woman with disability to come up for elections. If we're not coming up as candidates, come out as a voter.
Thank you so much. For better representation, we all need to come together, regardless of our disability, to ensure that we are also at that table where decisions that would affect our lives, that would affect our future, that would affect the generations to come are being made. Okay, thank you very much, Faith, for that one. Afyong, why should we participate? Why did you change your mind? What's that thing that made you change your
like I think somebody said on social media, I think it was Twitter, I said, suffer no dey tire una. I don't tire for suffer. I've had enough. It's so bad. I used to say like everybody else that after all, they'll do what they want to do. They will rig as usual and get whoever they need to get in there. So why go and stress myself when I know it won't matter? But at least in my heart, even if nobody else knows I voted for a particular person, I will know. And so that gives me, the impetus to complain and to speak up when things, when that person or when things don't go the way they should go. And I will know that this is not who I wanted. This is not what I asked for. And I'll be able to speak from a place of conviction. If you don't have a say in what happens, people will speak for you. You cannot blame anybody else. You can't blame people for the outcome if you don't take active part. If you don't also speak up and say, this is what I want. If you wait for other people to make decisions for you, you can only blame yourself because nobody knows where it hurts you as much as you do. You're the one wearing the shoe, you know where it pinches. So you must have a say. Whether your say, is taken into consideration or not, but at least speak up. At some point, your voice will be loud enough for someone to hear. So you must decide what happens in your life. You must decide how you want your life to go. It may seem like it doesn't matter, but if all of us come together and speak up, like what happened at, NEPA has struck, like what happened at the Lekki, toll gate, where young people came up and decided, no, we don't want you to speak for us. We don't want you to decide for us. We know what we want and we are insisting on what we want. So if all of us come together with one voice, with one mind, with one purpose, I believe that there is no how they can ignore us. So I've decided to be part of those who are saying enough is enough. And that's why I feel that each and everyone, there is no how, policies won't change overnight if we don't come out as present a unified front and say, no, this is what, if you put these things on paper, then we want to see it, implemented and executed.
Thank you very much, Afyong, for that beautiful one. So, I mean, some people have had it to the neck. Some people cannot take it anymore. And, we just need to make a change. We just need to begin to put in our own little efforts. You know what they say about little drops of water making an ocean, and a journey of 1,000 miles, it begins with a step. So if you want that change you truly desire and deserve, you must make effort as a woman with disability who is 18 and above to make sure that you get registered, you get your voter's card, and then you participate in electioneering process. And if you have the might, you have the wherewithal to, be a participant, like a gladiator, to be among the gladiators. Why not? If not, as it were. So, Osaki, do you have a different reason, to what the ladies have said so far as to why women with disabilities need to be actively involved in elections?
Thank you very much. I think my women have said, well, they've almost said everything. What I would just say is that I think the syndrome of voting doesn't matter. I cease not to believe that every vote counts, no matter how it looks like, So if women with disability come out to vote, no matter how it is, your vote counts. And that your one single vote could make whoever you believe in win. And if a person wins, that means what you think and what you want, the changes you want to see is possible. And also most times when you talk about elections like this, and we ask you, they don't even come and let's say that you want them to make it inclusive. If you're opportune to meet some people that made it, that are the policymakers, say, please, I have my people, my community that they have issues when it comes to electoral commission, whatever they want to vote. As in most times, is that distance barrier, or they are not inclusive when it comes to my friends that are not vision impaired or sign language, whatever issues. So they'll tell you that we hardly even see them. So that presence of women with disability should come out, and as they're also human beings, and they can also vote. Because if they see one person, means that there are still other people that can come out. Because it is not, most times the issue is that we don't see anybody. So this that I want us to come out in full force so that we can participate fully and put out our own opinion. And also part of it is that I really want the discrimination against persons with disability, the Prohibition Act, to be implemented. So we know one way that can do that for us. If it's in the position of whoever that's going for election with disability, it's fine. But if not, whoever that I know, I believe that can implement that act, because that's the act that is really worrisome and troublesome to me. So I really want that act to be implemented. I want that action not on the paper anymore, but to be written, to be seen, and duly figure out if there's fine or whatever it's going to be. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Ostaki. We've all talked about being at that table where decisions are made. And so as a woman with disability, you want a change, you want something to give, you want a shift in paradigm. It means that you need to do what you need to do, which involves you participating fully in the electioneering process to make sure that, little things such as the Disability Act, you know, and other kind of bills, other kind of laws that would affect our lives and livelihood positively are being implemented to its letter. Thank you very much, ladies, for that. Yes, persons with disabilities are humans too, they are citizens too, and they deserve a place. They deserve the right to exercise their franchise, and we are using this medium to call on the appropriate authorities, the Independent National Electoral Commission, including all its branches across states, including that of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, to do the needful to ensure that elections in Nigeria, electioneering processes in Nigeria are inclusive, accessible, and sustainable. Women with disabilities, go out there, cast your vote when the time is here, and do the right thing. Put people that have your interest at heart, put them in position of authority, and also be there to ask questions. Question them when they are not doing what you expect them to do. Be a part of that process. Thank you very much, ladies. Faith, thank you so much for showing up. Deborah, I hope would have you next week again, signing for us as usual. Afyong, thank you as always. Saki, thank you. Our producer, Frankie, thank you for being behind the scene. And to every other person out there, our viewers and listeners, thank you for being a part of the show. We would like your feedback. We would like your support, your contribution. Reach out to any of the co-hosts, Afyong, myself, Osaki, Frankie, and Biose, and we'll definitely tell you what to do. Bold TV, beautiful, outstanding ladies with disabilities, brought to you by Bold Hearts Initiative. We'll be back next week with another interesting edition. I'm so sorry, I'm speaking so fastly because we need to go. Same station, on Facebook, on YouTube is our station, and same time, 10:30 on Saturday. See you next week. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you.